Howdy, or should I say, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Whiskey Butler. I am your host, Wesley Butler, here to serve you a little whiskey wisdom. I am very excited about today's episode because we got lots of things going on. First, thanks to vaccinations, I have some friends that can join me in the drinking of this great whiskey today. They will join a little bit later after I introduce them. Second, my patriotism is off the charts right now, as you can see by the stars on my face and my outfit. I won't show you my shoes, but I'm red, white, and blued up on the shoes. Want to give a shout out to Maureen for hooking me up with some authentic Ralph Lauren swag for the Olympics that are going on right now. And speaking of Olympics, where are they being held? They're being held in Tokyo. So because they're being held in Tokyo, we got Japanese whiskey here that we're going to try today. So let's get to it. Actually, no, let's not get to it first because as you know, here on the Whiskey Butler, we like to feed your mind before we feed your palate. So let's talk a little bit about Japanese whiskey before we get started. Okay. Does anybody know who they can trace Japanese whiskey back to? Anybody in the studio audience? No? Oh, okay. So first, back in, let's just say 1918, there was a gentleman by the name of Masataka Tetsura who decided that he would travel from Japan to Scotland to learn organic chemistry. He fell in with some good people, right? And instead of learning the chemistry that he thought he was going to learn, he ended up learning how to distill whiskey, brought that back to Japan, opened the first distillery there, and 100 years or so later, we have all of these Japanese whiskey. So, Japanese whiskey in itself has no innate characteristics like you could say with American whiskey or Irish whiskey or Scotch or even Canadian whiskey. Japanese whiskey is known for being creative and innovative. I mean, a lot of Japanese whiskey tastes like Scotch, right? So you're going to get some peatiness in it. You're going to get the pot still. You know, you're going to get the wood age and so on and so forth. But the climates, Japan's got a lot of microclimates all over the country, right? So depending on where you are, that's going to really affect the taste of your whiskey. And they also have a native oak, Mizuruna, right? That really changes the taste of the whiskey. And we have one of our four here that is aged in that. So so I'm excited to see how that makes it taste. So that is the quick and dirty on Japanese whiskey. So now that we've done that, is there anything else I wanted to tell? Oh, yeah, there's the Japanese Liquor Association actually came out with some rules, and if you've watched these videos before, you know American whiskey is all about rules. Irish whiskey's got rules, but you know what? We're here to have fun today, so we're not going to talk about rules. But the rules did go into effect for labeling of all Japanese whiskey after April 1st, 2021. So all of these were purchased, most of these were purchased before April 1st, 2021, so those rules didn't apply to this. So we're not even going to worry about those today. We're here to have a good time. We're going to drink some Japanese whiskey. But now I get to introduce my friends who are going to be joining us today. Are you all coming at once, or you want to introduce? You know, should we do the Chicago Bulls theme music? Now coming to the stage. Yes! All right, we got Corey Wagner here, who you've probably seen in an episode. Did the tasting for the Irish whiskey. What was it? It was an Irish whiskey blind tasting, right? It was a blind tasting. We're not going to do the blind tasting today. So we got Corey. We got Howard Friedman here. Howard Friedman, who blessed us with one of the bottles, which we will talk about a little bit later on. And then we got Maureen. Yeah! And then we got, I'm sorry, what's your name? We got Scott. Come on, Scott. Yeah, you know the camera. You guys can spread out. You know, we're on this camera. Look at camera one. Look at camera one. Camera one right here. This is your mic right here. Camera one, and this is your mic right here.
Test. Okay.
He's afraid. He's shy. Okay, so here we go. The first one that we're going to talk about today. First off, have any of you ever had any of these whiskeys before?
No.
Oh, you not had any? Which one have you had before?
No, I've had this one, and I think I've had this one.
Oh, which one have you had?
I think I've had that one.
Yes, I know you've had that one. Okay. Do you remember what it tastes like?
No.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so the first one we're actually going to talk about today, everyone gets their own individual glass. Is that enough? Yep. And I'll take this one. We're going to talk about this Suntory whiskey Toki today. Now, per the website, Toki stands for time in Japanese, but don't ask Google that because Google will give you a different answer. Seeing that I don't speak fluent Japanese, I was in no position to question either Google or the Suntory website, but I'm just telling you that's what it said. This is probably the one that you'll be able to find out at liquor stores and bars the most. All of these are going to be, they're all under $100, right? So if you're not really into Japanese whiskey, you're not trying to break the bank, you just want to say like, oh, what's it taste like? All of these are going to be sort of in that 60 and under price range. So this one is definitely one that you can find most often. Suntory actually owns an American whiskey brand. Anybody know? Jim Beam, owned by Suntory. So Suntory whiskey, this is probably going to be your most Scotch tasting of the whiskeys that we're going to have today. It is, they say it's best enjoyed in a highball, right? Anybody know what a highball is?
Soda and whiskey and ice.
Soda, whiskey, and ice. That's a highball. There you go. So we're, here on the Whiskey Butler, we like to try everything neat first. So that's why we're going to drink these. Everyone's free to make a highball later on here at the party if you would like to. You want to? Oh, all right. Yeah, totally. I'm so happy. This is what the Whiskey Butler was supposed to be all about when it started. And then COVID. So then you guys just had to watch me online. I appreciate you subscribing and everything,
Yes.
So light.
It is light in color, definitely lighter. Now this has been wood aged, so so it should have a little bit more color, but maybe it just didn't age as long as possible. We have a problem here.
Can I pour some?
Oh, you want some? Yeah, you should.
Yes, please. I would appreciate that. Thank you. We're going all out today.
You haven't explained that process.
We'll get to it. All right, here we go. Everyone, appreciate you coming by. Kanpai.
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 To you out there in TV land, kanpai.
Ooh, it smells amazing.
It's very light on the nose.
Pretty light on the palate too.
It's very light on the palate. It's almost.
I like it.
I mean, if this were a wine, right? I'd be like, oh, this is crisp and refreshing.
Yes, exactly. I think
looks
it
like
would be
wine,
good, like
so-
as in a highball.
It does look. I mean, I could see you wanting to put this with soda water.
No, yeah, it would be good. It's nice.
Yeah. 'cause there's
Now
no
that I'm
milk.
tasting it, I remember what it tastes like.
I don't taste any fruit flavors in this though. It's still supposed to have. They said banana and citrus, maybe some citrus on it.
You don't know.
I mean, to me, it's okay drinking straight, right? I mean, I could put it in a highball, but
But it's
I could.
okay straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
No,
I could see this straight.
No burn or anything on the.
No, certainly no burn. It's only 82 proof, I believe. Sorry, 86 proof. 86 proof. So yeah, no, this is good.
It's definitely got that Scotch taste though. Yeah, like it tastes
No, it's
very
not.
much.
But it's not as smooth as Scotch because
No.
Scotch is aged a lot longer.
How long was this aged?
There's no age statement on this, but I'm gonna go with it's probably in like the 2 to 3 range, not very long. So you know what? Let me get us a bowl to pour these things into. If you guys don't want to finish it before we move on to the next one.
Maybe some cups.
I'm gonna have to take a nap at like 5 o'clock.
Well, that's your bedtime anyway.
We're gonna introduce a red Solo cup. There we go.
Is that the spit cup?
It's not the
We'll play
spit
Pong
cup.
now later. With the leavings.
Now, Suntory also, the next step up from the Toki in the Suntory line is the Hibiki, which is really Scotch-ish because it's super smoky on the Hibiki. So, it's going to be a little bit pricier. It's probably going to be in the 75-ish range or whatever. But if you like Scotch, definitely try the Hibiki. It's got the smokiness to it. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and...
I think I had two.
See, hopefully everyone, so we are having a a party today, and this is just this is the kickoff right here. So, but I hope everyone did have lunch earlier today. That is key.
I did not.
What? Oh my God! What are you 25? You don't eat before you start drinking?
I worked out. So
Oh my goodness! Oh
The
my.
frat days. We're gonna
Take a time out later.
what's lunch for? It just slows everything down. Come on.
Well, we got burgers and dogs for you. We got burgers and dogs for you.
One, like, ASAP.
All right. Next up, which one would you guys like to go to next?
Let's
Go like light to dark.
I was gonna say light to dark because it sounds like a good plan.
Light to dark?
I'm
Light.
down with that.
We're standing in the wrong order then. Anyway, just kidding. All right, so
You're right, let me fix it here. There we go.
all right, so we're going with our next one. This is the Hatozaki small batch. Now, very, very careful to not mistake this with the Hatozaki finest whiskey, right? So there's two of these. The finest whiskey is actually a little cheaper than this. This one it's a small batch. It's aged 5 to 6 years. It is a blend of grain and malt whiskeys, right? And all of the whiskeys have to be at least 40% malted. And the reason I got this one for today's tasting is it's finished in American oak, sherry cask, and Mizuruna oak, which is the native to Japan.
Nice.
So very interested to see what this one tastes like. There's chocolate here if you guys want to cleanse your palate with that.
I just need to eat lunch. So
Get some lunch, yeah.
Take a little late for that.
Here we go.
my phone lunch.
All right.
Just give me a
You know, I have a
smaller pour.
I have a heavy pour.
Give me a.
I mean, it's not a Nikki Garo pour, but
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, just a little. I don't want to waste it.
sure. I have a feeling that none of these bottles will survive today, but we'll see. All right, here we go.
I don't see a problem. You see a problem?
Allow me.
Oh, I appreciate that.
We can all take turns.
That's good.
Say win.
Thanks, Doc Holliday.
Nice.
All right.
Doc.
Kanpai.
Bye.
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 Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, really different nose on this one.
But this smells different on the nose than the other one did. Like I smell smoke on the nose of this, unlike the other one.
Smoke and kind of some like barley, peaty kind of grassy
peaty?
smell.
Oh yeah,
I smell
definitely.
PD.
Oh yeah, totally. This is very different. This definitely tastes more like Scotch than the Toki does.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
For sure.
Totally
Will.
does. Yes.
Very smoky taste
Oh my gosh.
to me.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
bog talking to you right there.
Yeah. So okay. So if we had to take a quick ranking, which would you rank higher and lower? Or with the order in which you would rank them?
I prefer this one.
You prefer the Toki?
1, 2.
I actually prefer the lighter one.
You prefer the Hatozaki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
Okay.
Toki with this one.
All right. Well, we got two more.
Not as much of a Scotch guy as
But you like Scotch though, right?
I do, but not the real peaty Scotch.
Yeah.
You get too much dirt in there and it's no good.
Who's putting dirt in my whiskey?
It's no good for anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep the peat for the.
Smells like
Bog
a fresh
bites.
mowed lawn.
Yeah.
You guys went to Scotland a couple years ago, right?
We drank a lot of Scotch over there.
Did you get the really good age stuff, like the 18, 21 year
Yeah,
stuff?
we tried. We ended up with like 23, 29. I can't remember how many.
Well, probably
we
just in
tried.
general,
Pushing
you're
30,
getting
I
much
think.
better
Yeah.
stuff over there.
30
anyway.
different whiskeys?
Yeah, like what we kept track. We
Wow.
started to like.
She has a spreadsheet. So.
We started to like. You could really start to learn like what you liked and what you didn't like, because at a bar it was like $5 for a
Wow.
taste.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Maybe when we take the Whiskey Butler on the road.
Yes.
That.
We're hoping to go at the end of September.
Oh, that's right. You're going to Scotland at the end. You can have a spreadsheet.
If they lift the quarantine, yes.
It's not lifted yet.
Not over there.
Oh man. Well,
And
you
we're
just.
not going to spend 10 days just waiting to.
Oh,
Okay, well, this is fun. Yeah.
sit in your room. Yeah, that's no good.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. That's our second one. So, are we going in order of color?
Yeah.
So that means the Kikori is next.
Watch it.
Easy.
All right, so the Kikori is one I'm very interested in tasting because it's 82 proof, but it is 100% rice whiskey. All right, so generally when you're thinking alcohol made of rice, you're thinking of sake. You're thinking of sake, another product of Japan. But this is 100% rice whiskey. And the region that this is made in is Southeast Japan, right? So the region that it's made in is actually full of volcanic earth, right? So active volcanoes, so just hundreds of years of volcanic ash have created the land that the rice is grown in, and it's the land that the water filters through automatically, right? So the water used in this has gone through the volcanic ash, the rice is grown in the volcanic ash. I mean, it just sounds like it should be good, though, right? It sounds like it should be good. I built it up enough. Let's see what we got here. It might be really hot. I think they cool it down, though. All right. And you can tell these are virgin tastings because I am taking the tops off, the wrapping off of the bottle. So
I would expect no less from you.
I appreciate that. We like to keep it real here.
Yep.
Keeping it real. Keeping it 100, as the kids say.
I can't keep up with kids.
Those crazy kids.
Those crazy kids these days.
They're always on my lawn.
Where's
Now
your?
we have a lawn.
You guys are out in West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Up in their hollers. Yeah.
Shout out to anybody from West Virginia watching. No, that's good. That's good. I don't have that big of an audience yet. Okay, shout out to anybody from West Virginia who will eventually watch this video. There we go.
Or
All right.
native West Virginia.
Or native West Virginians. All right. Kanpai.
Bye.
Kanpai. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
After hanging.
Ooh.
It's hard to get from the nose.
Huh.
Not much on there, really.
That's different.
Maybe a little sweetness there.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, that's good.
A little bit more like a wine taste.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
And I don't really drink sake, so I don't really know what sake
Yeah.
tastes like. But
Yeah, kind of.
there's plenty of wine that
You
goes
can
through
tell
this
it's
house.
similar
So
to
you know.
sake, yeah.
Yeah. Little sake plate right there.
But good.
And clean.
Yeah.
That's
no,
that volcano. That's that volcanic
That's
ash. Yeah.
Washing that
If only Josh were here to talk about water. If only Josh were here to talk about water. You know, I mean,
Josh.
shout out to Josh.
Josh.
Yeah. No, this is good.
Yeah, very nice.
I mean,
I really like it.
I can't say that it has a whole lot of flavor and a whole lot of taste. You know, but it's still good. It's not dirty alcohol
No,
water.
it's
You know,
different.
It's
Yeah.
it is different.
It's like very sippable. Like,
And it has like you can tell it's rice water aftertaste.
Yeah, it's closer to the
Oh.
Toki as far as just being light, but it's got
Yeah.
a little more of an aftertaste, I think.
a little bit.
No, it's peaty.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not peaty at all. Definitely not peaty. I mean, you can't really malt rice, can you? I mean, I guess you could, but you know. So you know the definition of whiskey is anything made. Well, American definition, anything made from grain, and clearly rice is a grain. But did you know that there's a whiskey made out of quinoa?
What?
Yes, there's a whiskey made out of quinoa.
Stop it.
I mean, Koinoa, if you've seen the Progressive commercial.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, there's a rice made. There's a rice made out of quinoa. There's a whiskey made out of quinoa.
What's it called? We
I
know?
don't know about that.
I don't know,
I've never heard of it.
but I've seen it.
It's just a question mark.
I mean, I would try it.
Future content for the Whiskey Butler. We're gonna
Yes.
find the quinoa
Quinoa
whiskey.
I like this.
Okay,
Yeah, I like
so we're ranking again. We've got 3 to rank now. What are we ranking? The order that we're going in. What are you going in?
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Okay,
Interesting.
okay,
I would
okay.
go around the table. 1, 2, 3.
I would say the same.
Oh, I would go 1, 2, 3.
Sticking with the
She
Toki.
still wants the
Yeah.
highball. That's what she's
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the last one here. Yes, the last one. So, you know, if you watch these videos, you know I'm a fan of bottled and bond whiskey. I'm a fan of the higher proof whiskeys. This is the highest proof whiskey that we're going to drink today. This is Nikka Whiskey From the Barrel. Okay, nice little square bottle. You know, this was a square bottle. This is a square bottle as well.
That's rectangular.
Square bottle here, rectangular bottle there. Okay, so we're getting technical here. We got an actuary, all right? You got to be technical, okay? So this is going to be this is 51.4% alcohol. So is that 102.8 proof? So we've upped our proof a little bit here, right? We've upped our proof a little bit here. So let's see how our guests like the higher proof whiskeys. So as I'm pouring this, we'll talk about Nikka. So this is Nikka From the Barrel. So if you're an American whiskey drinker, you might be like, oh, is that a single barrel? Is that barrel proof? No, it's neither. From the barrel just means that the master distillers want you to experience this as if it came from the barrel. But this is a blend of about 100 different malt and grain whiskeys.
Oh.
So there's a blend of 100 different whiskeys that go into this. But they, you know, when it comes straight from the barrel, you get all the flavors exploding out at you. So that's really what they're going for on this. They've been aged in American oak sherry casks. So let's just see if the distillers over at Nikka, they make a coffee grain whiskey too. You know, yeah. It's a really interesting taste. It's a really interesting taste. But we're gonna see what they got here with the From the Barrel. Oh, we have an additional person. Would you like to join for the last tasting?
I would love to.
Yes. Okay. You don't have to come stand right here. You can go stand.
Yes.
I was just
You're-
so close to the whiskey. I just brought me there.
It just brought you there.
Brought me there.
It just brought you
Threw
there.
me in.
Can everyone hit Marty on how do we say? This is Marty, by the way. Can we hit Marty on how we say cheers in Japanese?
Kampai.
There we go. There we go.
I know we're in Japanese now.
Don't offend
Yeah,
don't offend my viewers. Okay.
We just offended all the West Virginians.
Oh, we did offend the West Virginians. Hold on.
I didn't do anything.
Okay, we're sniffing. See, in Japanese culture, it is impolite to pour your own drink. So as you have noticed on all of these, I've poured everyone's drink since I am the host. But Maureen has been very kind to pour my drink, so I don't have to pour my own drink so that, you know, we're keeping with the Japanese tradition here. So, in keeping with the Japanese tradition, we are going to toast Kampai as we drink the Nikka From the Barrel.
Ooh, it smells good.
Yeah, it's got much more like bourbon
Yeah.
nose on it.
Yeah.
I
A
like.
little bit of a bite too, yeah.
Ooh.
It's darker in the bottle. It's darker
it
like
looks
a
more
bourbon.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is yummy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Although I do taste a little, I taste a little bit of smokiness on the front, a teensy bit on the front. You know, they probably malted some on the front end, but other than that, you
Just a
can
teensy bit. Not like this one.
you can certainly taste more flavors in this than you can in the other ones because the higher proof, right? I mean, you can
No,
definitely
it's good.
taste more
Wow.
in it than you can in the others.
There's a lot going on.
Suntory's been
You're tossing the Suntory. Oh.
Unprecedented move. Bye bye, Toki.
it's gonna take a silver. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Started out on the right note here.
You did.
We started at the height.
Well,
Yeah,
You say we started at the height.
There you go.
Now, I mean,
Right,
You need to catch up.
well,
I'll catch
not
up.
in my opinion. Peter and I think we're expecting this kind of like the darker it gets, generally a little more.
black of the berry, the sweeter the juice. They say. You know, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you guys when I asked you which ones you had tried before, I didn't hip you to the fact that I have had the Toki and I've had the Nikka From the Barrel, which is why I had it tasted last. It just so happens when you guys said let's go from lightest to darkest, I was like, yeah, because you know when I have multiple tastings, I always like to taste my favorite last. I knew this was my favorite, so
Oh,
yeah.
It's very nice.
You know, it smells like a bourbon,
Yeah.
but it's got that smokiness on the front end that bourbon doesn't normally
Oh,
have.
It's really interesting.
But it's not overpowering.
But it's not overpowering.
But it's still
It's
I like
not
that.
campfire.
It's still not-
Oh my gosh, campfire is. Whew.
It's still not helping me enjoy it. Though.
People smoke
Well, that's
it.
It's not helping you enjoy it.
The smokiness really
Yeah,
gets me.
smokiness and heat
See,
just
this
doesn't.
Is like the amount of
That's
smoke
that's
that I
that's
can
my
do. I don't
negative.
want
I like
anything.
the
I don't
actually I
want
get the
anything.
smoke like the middle. So I
Yeah,
like
it's
the
like
first,
right up front, and then
and then-
You don't smell the smoke. It's
No,
just
not
when
at
you
all.
taste it
Yeah.
though, you taste
Yeah,
it
you
first.
don't smell it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually
The
kind
smoke
of
is
got it
front
on the
though.
back
The smoke
end, but
does
on the
come
front
in
of my
there.
front
Yeah,
of my
front of your mouth.
mouth, but
Yeah.
back of the taste.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it on the finish, but I'm definitely getting it on right on the front, and then
Yeah.
kind of lingers.
Okay, so back to our rankings. Back to our rankings before we're done here today.
Well, she
Well,
can't rank.
You can't rank. You're excluded from ranking. We're not going to start with you this time.
Okay.
We're going to start with you this time.
Okay.
How would you rank these?
So I'm going to stick with the rice one.
That's
my
the
first.
Kikori.
I'm thinking I'm going to, and I like that because it's got Kori in it. I think I'm just going to go around the horn. It's going to be.
Oh, you're gonna go. Oh, you're gonna go this way. You're gonna put that last.
Okay.
Hey, don't pressure the man. Let him make his own choice. Come on. Let him make his own choice.
No pressure.
Be a man. Be a man.
Let me explain. Because I thought this.
Gender roles here.
Because I thought this one had a little bit less smokiness than this. So
Oh,
that's
really?
why these are still.
I would say that's more smoky.
I thought this was more smoky.
I thought this.
There's nothing, no smoke in
No,
it.
we're just gonna have to taste.
All right, we're gonna throw down here. This is not okay.
This is why we say on the
round
whiskey.
two.
This is why we say on the Whiskey Butler. Everyone has their own palate. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even if it is incorrect or slightly wrong. You know.
Maybe we're just not sure. Let's do one more round.
Okay. We'll do another round. Not when we're on camera. Okay. Okay. So Maureen, how are you gonna rank?
I'm gonna rank 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Someone wants
Scott,
to-
what about you?
I am going to go. I'm going to go crisscross.
Do I wanna go
1,
that way?
2,
I
3.
heard that one
4.
wasn't the good one. Let me go that way.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that one is very
You
nice.
just wait.
2.
Okay, Howard, how are you ranking?
That's good.
It's close, but and they're different. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
You like this
So you like the smokiness?
I like it in that one.
Yeah.
I don't not so like it so much in the Toki.
Yeah. Well, the rest of us didn't actually taste any smokiness in the Toki. We tasted it in these two, and you went 1, 2, right? No, you went 1, 2,
1, 2,
3.
Yeah, I know these are very different, but I.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. Well, you know what? That is why we would like to have these things here on the Whiskey Butler. It's not just my opinion, which I mean is genuine and authentic. Okay, but I like to get the
Not
opinions
necessarily
of this.
the best though. So
It is
He's-
in the end, though. Right?
He's not invited back. So that's what we like to do here on the Whiskey Butler. And we're going to go eat some burgers, eat some hot dogs, eat some peach cobbler. Did you bring the peach cobbler? Eat some peach cobbler and some potato salad and all this other stuff. And we're going to watch some Olympics on TV. So I want to thank you for watching this episode. I appreciate you watching the Whiskey Butler. Please like, share with your friends, subscribe, youtube.com/the Whiskey Butler. Click the bell so that you're never out of touch when I upload a new episode like this one. And we'll catch you the next time. Thanks for watching.
come
Bye.
Bye.